What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an EP review to do for you, and I'm going to be talking to you about the new EP from the band Full of Hell, entitled Mote in the Black Vault. This is released on Bad Teeth Recordings. Yeah, I know. I said that I was pretty much done with reviews for the year, but I noticed I said that I was done with album reviews. I didn't really think I said I was done with EP reviews. But this is an EP that came to me out of the blue, and when I found out about it, I was really pumped and excited to hear it and eventually talk about it. So here we are with that. If you're not familiar with this band, they are based out of both Maryland and Pennsylvania, and of course, as many of you subscribers have known throughout the years, Full of Hell have pretty much formed themselves to become one of my all-time favorite bands in the realms of hardcore and punk. They're a band that transcend that kind of musical style very well. They can transform from being a hardcore punk sort of band to incorporate elements of sludge, noise, electronics. It's just a really insane combination, and only a band like Full of Hell could pull off those sort of styles and ideas. It's evidented in this band's 3 full-length albums, Roots of Earth Are Consuming My Home, Rudiments of Mutilation, and of course, last year's brilliant collaboration with Merzbow. And these guys are relentless touring maniacs. They play live all over the place, whether it be at houses or small DIY venues or mid-sized venues. They can play anywhere and accomplish anything that they want to. They have their hearts and minds set to do great things, and they're really great people. But now we get to this brand new offering of sorts entitled Mote in the Black Vault. It's only 4 tracks, and it clocks in at around 5 minutes in length, so it's a predictably short EP. But once you listen to these 4 songs, you get a somewhat new facet of Full of Hell's sound. I've always admired the fact that they get so much influences from classic death metal sounds, and I think that death metal influence is extremely present here on this EP. You can tell from the music, to the way the production sounds, to the way the drums are, to the way the vocals are. It's just a very multi-layered sort of presentation here when it comes to Mote in the Black Vault. I mean, you hear the riffs on songs like Halogen Bulb and Amber Mote. Just some incredibly well thought out riff work by Spencer here. I think his guitar playing is incredibly solid, and it gets stuck in your head. These are the kind of guitar riffs that get stuck in your head all the way throughout, to even songs like Barb and Sap, and even the Melvins cover at the end of Oven. Just some really creative and well thought out riffs being played here. It just sounds fun to listen to. They've added a new bass player into their ranks, and I think he does a really tremendous job here when it comes to the bass work. It sounds very good. It's audible. You can pretty much hear it throughout this entire EP. It's dominant when it needs to be more often than anything because of Spencer's guitar playing being very well handled here. But the bass work is good. Drumming-wise, Dave's drumming is sensational as always. I love the way his drums sound here. Once again, pointing out that death metal sort of vibe and influence going on with the drumming, especially when it comes to the faster, more elaborate blast beats, going to songs like Halogen Bulb and Barb and Sap. It's just really tremendous drumming at its finest. He's a really sensational drummer, and you can pick up many of his differing sort of drumming styles and influences being represented here with this EP. It's really a sensational drum performance overall, and probably one of Dave's best recorded drum performances in my opinion. And when it comes to the vocals, as many of you know, I admire the shit out of Dylan. He is an incredible frontman, incredible human being, but as a vocalist, he is a very sensational guy to hear and see. He has some really great highs. As you may know, his screams, his growls are awesome, but there is more of an emphasis on his growls and his lower register sort of vocals, and I've never heard Dylan sound so monstrous as evidented here with Mote in the Black Vault. His lows, his growls, they sounded so intimidating. And in recent live performances, you can tell that Dylan has been putting a lot of emphasis and effort into his guttural vocals. They sound scary scary. They sound intimidating, and I really think that that's a facet of Dylan's vocal style that you really don't get to hear too often. But I think on this EP, it really is a showcase for how deep and maniacal Dylan's low vocals are. Of course, his screams and his wails sound really fantastic too. Once going back to the last track on here, the Melvin's cover of Oven, I think it's a really good cover, and I think it's entertaining to hear him handle those kind of vocals in the Full of Hell style that you would be best accustomed to. But I think this is one of Dylan's best vocal performances, and overall, it's only making me excited for Full of Hell's future. I know they will continue to outdo themselves and be more creative and be more ballsy and take more risks. I really hope that in the future, more sounds like these will seep into future Full of Hell recordings, regardless of whether or not it's punk or hardcore or grind or death metal or power violence or whatever. Full of Hell can accomplish anything they set their minds to, and they accomplish something very special here with Amber Mote in the Black Vault. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you a link in the description box to the Full of Hell Bandcamp page where you can listen to this EP in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. For the time being, you can currently purchase this as a name your price download on the Full of Hell Bandcamp page. This was originally released as a limited to 307-inch vinyl. They sold out very fast, and whatever copies remain, they will be sold directly through the band through their upcoming tour with 1349 and Tombs. That's going to be a really, really awesome tour, and like I mentioned, these guys are relentless tour maniacs. They will be playing a lot of shows this year, whether or not it's in America or in Europe or Southeast Asia or whatever. They play anywhere, and they accomplish great things. So again, the EP is Amber Mote in the Black Vault by Full of Hell. This is released on Bad Teeth Recordings. Go support this, and for a score, I'm going to give this a very strong 9 out of 10. Full of Hell continuing to push boundaries and create some incredibly sensational music. So if you've happened to have heard this EP, let me know what you think of it and where you think it lies in the future for Full of Hell. So I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel, and until the next time, Army Ho out.